So one of my viewers, Joshua, in the comments mentioned I'd do a dry run, see how this HP Z440 swap goes, which was definitely a good idea. Ran into some issues that I wasn't really expecting or didn't really understand. I'm not sure which one it is. I watched over some of the different videos a few times and I was kind of confused. So there were some mentions about needing a jumper to not have the front audio missing error, but I couldn't seem to get that to work. I just ended up plugging in a audio cable, and apparently the pinout for that must be standard HD audio because that's what another person mentioned, and it seems to work. At least headphone out. I don't have a way to test line in or mic in because I don't have any compatible microphones. And then I didn't realize it, but we have a standard front USB 2.0 header along with your standard USB 3.0 header. The funny thing about this is, so it's fine with this front I/O panel I stole out of a PC case that got recycled, but it's not fine with the front USB that's built into the case. So I don't know what's going on because I plug this into the motherboard and the system will boot, say front USB is missing, but if I plug a keyboard or a flash drive into the USB port on the front of this case, like that one, it recognizes it, so I'm kind of stumped there. Honestly, I'm probably going to end up salvaging the board out of this anyways, and then just using that rear mounted in one of the PCI slots. So that's going to be kind of whatever. I don't know what'll happen with this. I'll just have to tuck it away somewhere because I don't believe there's any other USB headers. If I wanted to do the pinout, I could probably figure out which of those pins is USB, but I'm not motivated to care enough since literally the only reason I have this stuff plugged in over here is just to satisfy the nag upon boot. Another thing I didn't realize that I don't think I saw anyone mention is the fan headers for these, for the rear and front fans. They are not standard 4-pin from a keying standpoint. So if you look in there real close, you'll notice that the locking tab is bent away from the connector for the fan. And that's because the locking tab is wider than the normal width of a 4-pin fan connector, which is weird. I don't get why HP would do that other than just to be jerks. I mean, we do have this stupid thing after all for the CPU fan. But yeah, it's just a standard 4-pin fan header, and I just got a random, I think there's an 80mm fan plugged in it right now. I'm probably going to plug a splitter in it though, so I can have two 80mm fans in the back. And then I have these fancy rubber mounts that were from whatever previous PC this was at. This was a Lenovo fan. Watch your fingers. So I got some rubber mounts I've salvaged that I can thread through these holes, and then I can have it kind of shock mounted-ish. It'll be in there kind of like that, springy. Obviously it'll be pulled all the way through, but yeah. It doesn't seem to care if the front chassis fan is missing, although I'm probably going to replace the crusty fans that came with this case because I don't think they're going to be very nice. Let's see if I have something on hand, because this is I'm trying not to spend money build. Also, I don't like the fact that there's no way to mount the motherboard in the middle. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to 3D print something, a little plastic cube, stick it to the bottom of the case, and then it'll just kind of sit under the motherboard. Should be fine. I'm just concerned over time that this might sag with the weight on it. but I don't really think it'll hurt anything. I just think it'd be nice to do. And I need to work on an IO shield still. I 3D printed one. I just gotta cut the openings. But yeah, progress. I think this is what I'm going to end up going with. I mean, this X99 board would be really fun as well. Problem is, in the unlikely event that it dies, it's going to be hard to replace, and I would have to buy a different heatsink for it if I want to use this rack case, which is kind of what I'm leaning towards. I don't have a proper rack to use this at the home, so the case is probably just going to sit on the shelf nearby my desk or put it on the floor. Otherwise, I could use this. I need to see about 3D printing another caddy if I go that route, though. I think that case would be better from a cooling standpoint just because there's so many darn fans. But really, I don't think I'm going to have to worry about cooling too much. So, yeah, that's kind of where things stand. One other thing worth mentioning with these HP motherboards, these Z440s, they do have a power button in the back. So you don't necessarily need to waste your time hooking up the front power button and LEDs if you don't want to. Also, if you want to avoid having to deal with the power button, let's see here, where is the setting at? You can, here it is, BIOS power on. So I used to do this with my old PC, gaming PC I built years ago, and you can set these computers basically to turn on at a specific time. So if you wake up at 7 a.m., you can have the computer turn on at 6:30 and have it ready for you if you don't like leaving your computer on all the time. Honestly, I just leave my computer on all the time because I can and I don't care about power. Heat kind of sucks in the summer, but yeah. But yeah, otherwise, I mean, get the power button in the back. So as long as you satisfy the front USB and audio connections, you don't necessarily have to be bothered with the front power button and LEDs. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm probably not going to bother with them, to be honest. Maybe I'll find some RGB fans to put in the front, and that'll be my power light. But yeah, that's the update for now, and then we'll see how the build goes.